Test, 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 test.
And welcome here to Central Coast.
Good afternoon and welcome back here to the Central Coast Regional Sports Complex for what should be an absolute thriller. The Sydney Scorpions taking on the Sydney Mets. I'm joined in commentary for the first time today by the recently appointed New South Wales men's 20s coach, David Stone. Welcome, David.
Hello, Nathan. How are you, mate?
I'm very well. A little bit chilly, I must admit. Lucky that the rain's gone away, but here we are, and you must be pretty proud of that, the recent appointment.
Yeah, it's been good, mate. Been a few years in the making, doing me understudy under some really good coaches as assistant coach, and now it's my time to hopefully shine and see how we go at the Origin.
Well, it's been a long time for the men's 20s in that Origin, in that division. You must be pumped for the challenge.
Yeah, looking forward to it, and looking forward to taking on the Queenslanders and finally taking a 20 series away from them. Hopefully, that'll be great.
And we all hope that. I think we're all behind you, Stoney, so all the best as we start here. The Sydney Scorps and the Mets are on the attack. Rivali and Watkins. Watkins is lightning on the outside. Alya scores. Well, Nichols scores, I beg your pardon, on the far side. And the Mets take the lead. Just a simple play. Rivali to Watkins, and Watkins' speed is something to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, he's definitely a player to watch. He's one of the boys in our squad already, so he's one to watch in this game, and the speed of the kid is outstanding. His leg speed's really, really fantastic.
And Masters will tap off and give the Scorps a chance to hit back, and there's Josh Turner, the skipper. He'll take him forward and show the way. Engels Cork, they're looking for the sweep play, and go back through Masters, and there's Turner now, and Turner's going to stand, and they're going to go the sweep with Engels Cork. Engels Cork's there, Turner stands him up. Oh, Watkins versus Turner. That would be a serious foot race, but some good defence there. Good start by the Mets.
Yeah, it is, and it's good to see them two going toe-to-toe. They are two already in the squad. Like I said, Watkins before, but Turner's another young up-and-coming player that's earned himself a spot in the squad already for our series, which is good.
And the ball's been turned over by the Mets on halfway with a Dusty play the ball over that far side. And we'll have a look and see what the Scorps can bring as they go forward with Turner. And there's Canning. Canning's there, sorry. He's going to receive the ball here, you would think, off Turner. And Sam Davies has slowly nudged his way in, and Canning moves out. And they go ball at the ground angles, Cork, back to Turner. They go the phase, back to Turner, quick hands. It's been knocked down by the Scorps, I thought, and they're not happy, the Scorps. Bit of chirp from the Scorps here early, and a little bit of frustration, you'd think.
Yeah, I think the Scorps need to really keep their discipline because this Mets side, they're star-studded, and if they give any cheap ground, they're just going to take advantage of it. So Scorps really need to keep their discipline and keep the field possession to as much as they can to a 50-50%.
As Gray uses Heather there and they go down, and there's Gray, the big man, and Catalano picks up and he's straight through. Oh, look at him go. There's an opportunity for the Mets and it's gone to ground. But Catalano showed his pace there. JP Catalano, eyes on him, David?
Yeah, there are eyes on him. Another one in our squad already, but yeah, he does have a set of wheels. So looking forward to see how he goes in this game here against the Scorps.
We spoke earlier by myself, obviously, about the Sydney Met side and obviously the Junior State Cup Southern Grand Final. Controversial finish to the end of that, I think some would say. And the ball's picked up. They're going to go to the doubles here, and we'll just pause that thought for the moment. Basketball over the top, and Masters can't handle it. But that game, obviously, from a coaching perspective, you've got Nick Good and Scott Buckley, obviously two of the modern era greats of the game. How would that be coaching, a lot of the players that you actually coached against in that grand final?
Yeah, I guess they've just got to sort of look at what their main roles are in the team. Everyone's got to have a role, but some have got strengths and some have got different strengths. So obviously you got Catalano and young Watkins here with speed, but Watkins can also throw a ball, and then you've got others that are good at quickies like Rivali and stuff like that. So yeah, there's different strengths, and I guess obviously Good and Buckley are really good coaches at finding the strengths of players, but they've also got their little trick plays up their sleeves as well. So.
And the Scorps here turning it over on second play, and it's a coach killer there, hands on heads and in the box here, and Watkins takes him and he dives. That's a good touch. It was Lanalevu there with the touch and big diving effort and a good stop, and Watkins didn't seem happy with that one, but it's a good touch nevertheless, and they'll get the opportunity to continue attacking here at 1-0. And they'll go the sweep play, will they? No, they go back. Chatton's in the in goal. How will they react? Watkins, he looked like he dropped it. Referee Phil Ranger in good position. Referee Ranger, I'm gonna agree with him. I'm a long way away, but that looked 100% spot on from Phil Ranger.
Yeah, I think he got the right call. But you see there, Chatton and Watkins, they're always working together. They're like twins. They just know what each other are going to do, and they always play a lot of touch football together. So they're a pair to watch here in this game.
As they go forward now, there's Long taking some metres. They pick the ball up and there's a step there and he turns him inside out. Watkins, he's been turned inside out and intercept. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's not many players in the game that can do that, turn Finn Watkins inside out, but Riley Canning may or may not have just caught your eye.
Yeah, that was a nice little two-step play. So, yeah, nice little M2 play set up by the Scorps and playing nice and direct, which is good.
And here's an opportunity now. They give it out wide. He's over. Porter in the corner. The Mets just letting their guard down. And I think if there's a division that you can't do that for 1 second, it'll be the 18 boys.
Yeah, they capitalised on there. A quick turnover and they're on the ball. And it's just too late. The game, it was already gone. Wing had the ball and defence is still trying to retreat. So nice little try there by the Scorps. And I believe they take the lead.
It's 1-1. 1-1 here at the Central Coast Regional Sporting Complex. It's quite nice when it's not raining and windy. Don't worry about that. Fantastic conditions right now. I'm glad it come back to us by the end of the day, David, that's for sure. So here they go. Graham Whittle with the ball. They go through and Hallier out the back. Graham Whittle with the ball. Very good coverage there by the Scorpions. And they'll stay on the attack. Graham Whittle and Rivali now. And Horatio Edwards is there, of course. And Rivali's dancing. Edwards gives the ball back to Rivali. He goes out, and there's the ball spilt by Hallier. And Hallier couldn't hold it, but they'll go again. There's Turner. The Scorps hold on. For the time being, it's knocked down. We spoke earlier also about Braden Nichols and his try-scoring ability at Junior State Cup. He did an outstanding job on the wing for Penrith.
Yeah, he had a really good, outstanding Junior State Cup, and he played a lot of the games on the wing by himself. He never subbed a lot, so that's a big effort from a winger to do that a whole series.
And the Scorps now up over halfway as Charlia takes it forward, and there's Boss Cheetah, and They'll work through Laddie Levu, and Laddie Levu will go down for Adnoyana. Adnoyana pops it over the top. Oh, that's fantastic. Touch footy. Oh, Boss Cheetah hit the gap, and Adnoyana with the ball. What a ball over the top, and that is placement at its best.
Yeah, nice little 4-on-3. They dragged him off centre, and nice little sinker pass off the 4-on-3. The link was up in the channel and just popped it over his head. Nice little play by the Scorpions.
Idra Adnoyana with the ball over the top, and Shannon Boss Cheetah, the Manly connection. We've also got Eddie Johnston coaching in the box with Brendan McDonald, so it's Manly, plenty of Manly in this. They didn't get the opportunity to play Northern. It would have been a very, very interesting competition. Northern as well as the as also the state final, which would have been a cracker. As they hit back, and oh, that was on there. No side of advantage there, but they'll stay on the attack here, the Mets, and Catalano with Pollard now working around. Catalano will get the quickie, that's foot in the ruck, and referee Whiteside agrees. And they're going to go and their chance to defend here. The ball's away to Pollard over the top, and Catalano will get the chance. Some very good pressing defence here from the Scorpions, and Catalano will give it back. The strikes on there, and is that Engels Cork? I think it is there, the Manly Helmets player this year, and Pollard will go the other way now. Catalano, Pollard, the options are there, and the dummy. Oh, and you can hear the box there. They're up for this, the Scorpions. They're not going anywhere, and they'll drive out. There's Masters, and oh, there's a little spillage at dummy half from Canning. And how important to you as a coach, Stoney, obviously for the men's 20s, and given the fact that the 20s division very much is a lot is publicised about the fact that you can score always a million tries, but how important is defence?
It's a massive, and I believe it's one of the keys. You can win a game off defence, especially at these high levels. It's if you can defend, everyone can score a try, but you got to stop the tries. That's the main key to this game. So field position, stop the tries, and you'll go a long way to winning a game.
And further to that, in regards to these sorts of tournaments, obviously we get a lot of the regions and a lot of teams coming together. So how important is it for the coaches, from a coaching aspect, to know, you know, for the coaches here, Brendan McDonald, as we said, Nick Good and Scott Buckley, and you spoke about the roles. How important is it to, you know, for example, a player A might be a good, you know, attacker in their region, in their local, you know, club, but it may not be the role they'll have to play at the regional. How important at a regional level, how important is it to drill that into players? Because sometimes it can become a little bit selfish at times, can't it?
Yeah, sometimes they can. And like you said, at a club level, they might be a dominant player, but then when they come to a region, they might be a better player. So it's just important to get that team culture and understand that they know their role, and this is their role in their team. And if they get that, they do compete and they do get results from that. But when you get that little riff and that somebody mightn't like it, that's when you can get a little bit of disharmony and it affects the team performance.
As Hullier takes the ball, it's a great insight from David Stone, and Edwards and Graham Withel on the field. Edwards picks it up, he's quick, gives it away, they've got space, big dive, I reckon down, I think down, let's see what they say. They agree, it's try time to the Mets. Braden Wickman was very quick from the ball in the hands down to the ground, and I think that's a very, very good decision by referee Cody Reynolds and Whiteside.
Yeah, I think you got that right. And there's another combination, Graham Withel and also Horatio Edwards. Both Penrith boys play a lot of touch together, and I believe I've been watching over there. They've held them back a little bit. So I'd say Buckley and that's over there's called a couple of plays, and now they've released them. So it'll be interesting to see how they go for the rest of the game.
As the Scorps look to hit back, it's 2-1 the Mets.
2-all, mate.
That's 2-all, sorry. Beg your pardon. And they'll go forward here, and there's Edwards off to Pollard. Riley Pollard, a very good player amongst the Penrith side. Junior State Cup runners-up to Parramatta in a fantastic game, which went right down to the death as they go forward. And here's Oscar Gray from Parramatta, gives it away, and there's Catalano out the back, and they kill on that far side to Setneri, a Western Suburbs player amongst this team. There's a couple in there as well. And they'll go forward here through Angles Cork, and they'll bring it wide. And there's Canning with the ball up over near the 10 now. And you've got Proven there at dummy half. And here comes Boss Cheetah with the ball. There's Proven, picks it up, and he's chased down. And They've turned over on the other side of halfway, but end-to-end stuff here at the moment.
Yeah, it is. That's a really good defensive set by the Mets. They put a lot of midfield pressure on there on the Scorps, and they didn't even make the other side of the 10-metre line. So they got the field possession here. Let's see if the Scorps can get a repeat set and put one back on them.
And the Mets now looking through penalty from referee Phil Ranger. And Taree does a great job volunteering up at the Taree Touch Association. We appreciate all the help from all the volunteers this weekend, all the regional directors, all the regional coaches and managers. There's a lot of effort, and it's great to see everyone back walking around the grounds. And whilst it may or may not be a little bit wet, it's still good to see everyone with a smile on their face at a touch venue. It's been a while, and it's been a pretty hard sort of 24 months, not just for the players, coaches and everyone, but also staff. As Watkins stepped off the right, flick pass out the back. I'll tell you what, that would have been magic. They tried it earlier in the day. They were probably a little bit loose, but it's probably a time now to be a little bit drier.
Yeah, a little bit drier, and you can really see the sharp feet on Watkins. He tried a little count his play and he stepped back, but he almost had his play, but a good retreat and defence there, and they recovered well, the Scorps.
And they'll get the chance to hit the lead here. Watkins now, he'll work with Chatton. The Parramatta connection here for the Mets. And Chatton with the ball plays it back. And Watkins has worked with it. They'll include Catalano there. And Catalano gives it back to Chatton. And Chatton off to Watkins. They'll go the sweep. No, he won't. Watkins looks at him, stands him up. Oh, he's got one back on him, has he, Watkins? That's the only reason why it's a penalty, because of the fact there was a late pass. We've got Canning there, and I think Watkins may or may not have been a little bit offended by the feed earlier from Canning, and he's gone, I'll show you on the live stream as Chatton gets the ball down and dummies back, and they get the ball back to Chatton, and slippery conditions shown there, but this will be an interesting battle for the rest of the afternoon, Stoney.
Yeah, I think they've vied each other off, and it's going to be a one-on-one between them two. I think it's good viewing here, and we've got Watkins again. Let's see what he can run.
And they go through Catalano, out ball for Chatton. Chatton looks to stop, and he goes again, and Pollard's there. They got a late pass. The Scorpions' defence and their energy obviously are a long way from the Mets box, but there's a lot of energy coming out of this Scorps box here.
Yeah, there's a lot of chat. I'd like to see Chatton and Watkins swap on that play and get Watkins using his speed and then maybe step back off that, and he can also ball play off that play. So I think an out ball for Watkins would be better than Chatton on that play.
As we got Aiden Masters getting a cramp here on the way to the boxes. Never good. I'll need to pull out the pickle juice for young Aiden, I think, in the box. So head there, and they're going to have to defend again here. They're going to have to dig deep. As they go on the attack, Ravali there pops it, and they can't handle it. Just a little 1%er there from Ravali and Edwards, and they had Graham Withall on the field, no surprise there. But some very strong pods for the Mets, especially what we saw down at Junior State Cup.
Yeah, a lot of strong pods, and they're working in their combinations. Like we said, we've got Watkins and Chatton. Now we've got Horatio, Edwards and Graham Withall. So they're working in their pods, and that's good coaching there by Buckley. And they're not trying to change too many things. Good shutdown there. Very
good shutdown there, as you said, from Dylan Bissett. Here's another question, given the fact that it's, 2-2, we tend to go here. The last game of the day, right? You've played probably 3 or 4 games, probably their 4th game, I think, the 18. So
round 5, I think.
Round 5, there you go. So 5th game with depending on whether they get a bye or not. But, you've played pretty much everyone. You've had a good look at the competition. How much of a balance is it, and how much of a challenge is it to... obviously you want to put the best foot forward, and as we said before, this is a potential grand final preview. How important is it to conserve energy in some respect, but also wanting to put the best foot forward?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how coaches do take an approach to this, because you don't want to show your hand too much. Some teams, they go out and they run every play they can in one game, but I think Buckley and that will be holding a bit back. You only need to make the top 4 for this division, and then the game completely changes again in the semis. So I think they'll be holding a few plays back and a few things, and they'll be just trying to get a read on what the Scorps are doing in defence, because this could be a semi-final or final matchup later on in the tournament.
Well, that's what throws in the spanner in the works. As I said, grand final preview, but like everyone, I know a lot of, in the NRL, for example, a lot of people tipping Penrith and Melbourne, and then like last year, they ended up in the preliminary final together, where you could end up with this sort of game, which is an absolute belter at the moment. There's about 8 or 9 minutes to go, and it's 2-2. as the Scorps go on the attack, and they're dancing, and there's Turner, the captain. Masters gives it back to Turner. He steps in off the right, and Howie is there with the touch. And some good defence by the Mets here on that line. But this is going to be a very, very interesting last 7 or 8 minutes as they go through Masters and the sweep play. That's ball down, and Edwards, I believe it was, the captain, leading the way in defence for the Mets, and Catalano will go to that far side, and there's Nichols, and Nichols almost heading up to the box. I think sometimes there's a bit of discretion when they're heading there if they give them a bit of an extra shove. I think they're heading there as well, Stoney, so they're okay with that.
Yeah, they're okay. They're 18-year-old boys. A lot of these boys are playing men's opens now, so they're used to that physical part of the game. I look forward to watching a lot next week, actually, so it'll be good to see a few of these boys playing opens, and we get another look at them again.
It's a key defence there and the Turner with the intercept. Captain Turner there leading the way, but the defence there from Scorps, knowing Watkins, and that strike off the left foot to step back, and that defending getting in tight to shut it down is a pretty key thing coming into this game.
Yeah, these boys play a lot against each other, so they know how each other play, and it was well read there by Josh Turner, a very smart young kid coming through the process. So look forward to seeing him next week as well, I believe, playing up at NTLs.
Yeah, it's coming in thick and hot, the touch football, which is great. I think everyone's sick of sitting at home. But if you're sitting at home, hope you're enjoying the coverage here as they give the ball away. Boss Cheetah looking for the line, and hope you're enjoying the coverage. It's been all day here so far at the Central Coast Regional Sports Complex here at Tuggerah. Fantastic facility. A big shout out to the council once again. With just over 6 minutes to go on the clock, and there's Laddie Levu, and he gives it away, and Boss Cheetah can't handle it here at 2-2, and it's great conditions, and the fields are holding up well, aren't they, Stoney, given the amount of rain in the last couple of days?
Yeah, we've had rain nearly all day today, and the fields still look pretty pristine, so looking forward to this venue. It's a really good venue, and the fields are, for the rain that they have had down here, it's really good, and hopefully we can get a bit of sunshine tomorrow and see some really entertaining touch football.
Yeah, we saw the games earlier in the day. There was a serious effect given the ball handling, and there's Rivali, and Catalano throws it out the back, but the effect on the ball control in some of the earlier games was pretty major given what we had with the weather. But I think the Scorps here just need to focus a little bit more on their own performance here. There's a bit of chatter here coming from the box. We're on a bit of a lower level here at the moment. There's a little bit of chatter on the box in regards to the men in pink at the moment, and I think that could bring them undone if they worry about that for too long.
Yeah, you can't change the ref's mind, so you're better off just focusing on your own game and controlling the things that you can control, not somebody else.
And you spoke about that. The pod's been broken up. There's no Graham Withall, and step back and down. I think forward pass off the ruck, and Ranger says so. But you see Rivali with Catalano and no Graham Withall and Horatio Edwards. I think minimal game time for both of them. I think that's been shown. I think they're showing a bit of their hand very early.
Yeah, I think they're saving the boys and saving some of their plays for a bit later in the tournament. They don't want to show their hand like we talked about. And yeah, you can see here Rivali and Catalano getting a little bit more game time than what they probably normally will.
And you've got also Heather in the middle there, and as they go forward there, and the ball's been turned around by Scorps, by Mets, and Scorps will get an opportunity here. We're under the final five. The 5-minute warning sounds. If you're on the lounge at home, don't go anywhere. 2-2, and the ball's been given away, and Engels Cork couldn't handle it. They're going to go that far side, and there's Rivali and Bissett, and they're going to go forward, and there's Heather, and he spills it on the way to the box.
I'd like to see the Scorps run that sweeper play again. That's twice I've watched them run it, and on that far side, the far side where they're sweeping to, they're always short the Mets, they're always tight, so
that's a very, very good diving touch there by Mitchell Hullier. He's got to go back to the mark, and referee Alec Clark sends him back to it, and they give the ball away here, and There's Turner with the ball, and Turner gives it away to Angles Cork, and Angles Cork, no touch there, but he's going to go for the line anyway, and good recovery by Riley Pollard. And they'll get another chance to crack here. Angles Cork to Turner, and they've got Masters there as well. And Turner will look, and the link quickies on, and they go the other side to Masters. And Masters with the ball, and Canning's there at link. Canning's going to go. Pick up. Where's he going to go? He looks for him underneath, and there's Halia. Covers it. Into the last couple of minutes, 2-2. It's been an absolute cracker. We promised it to you. And here it is, the final game of the day. And they pick the ball up, and there's Edwards. He's coming on for a little bit of a run, just a little sprint and then straight off. And the penalty comes for Braden Wickman, the try scorer, one of the try scorers earlier. And Chatton, Watkins and Rivali, the Parramatta combination, are on the field now. So this could be anything. And Wickman as well. Wickman as well. So Wickman's just having a breather. We've got Catalano and Rivali's on as well, so they're mixing things up here. Good and Buckley. Rivali's got the link quickie. He goes forward. Has he got him there? He's definitely on the line. You can't. If he goes back any further, he'll be in one of the tents over there, I think. So definitely onside. There's no question of that. And they'll have another crack. There's Chatton. Chatton with the ball now. They'll go the sweep with Catalano. Watkins there, steps off and steps twice. And Turner's got his measure. In the battle of those two, I'm going to say it's 2-1 to Turner.
Yeah, very good defence there by Turner. And, yeah, they tried to send Catalano on the sweep, but once again, well read by Turner and very good defence on Watkins.
As they come around, there's Angles Cork. He gives it away, and there's Proven now, and they're going to spin on hard. There's Masters now, and Proven dummy half. Gives it a Long, and Long dishes off now to Davies, and Davies goes down. There's Adnoya, intercepting Rivali with not long on the clock. I'm not sure if that's the play at 2-2, Stoney.
No, I don't think that's the play, and yeah, he could have went at the length there, but once again, I'd like to see him send a sweep here. Send a sweep to the open side. They've had him short a couple of times, but they've gone away from it the last couple of sets.
Long now driving in, and they go with Masters for the ML setup and looking for the ball out the back for the Bryan play, and they go for it now, and Masters with the ball, picks up, he goes long, Masters over the top, and the bat back's not on. No one there. Catalano goes to the box here in the final minute here. The ball's picked up, and there's Watkins. Watkins up over halfway. Can they steal at the Mets? You've got Edwards. Gives the ball away. There's Hellier. He drops Graham Whittle under. Edwards picks the ball up. Holes there. There's a bloke out the back. He's there, and Long makes a touch. They're going to have one set here, the Scorpions. Can they strike? Long now with the ball. They've rushed up off the line, Edwards, and Masters will get the touch. May just short of the 10, and there's the hooter in the background. They're going to settle for a draw. And I have no doubt we will see these two teams come late Sunday, David.
Yeah, I believe we were talking before the tournament that this could have been the grand final in the 18s boys. And we've also got the Hornets as well. We can't dismiss them, but this was a quality game. And yeah, like we said, I don't think both teams showed their hands too much, but it was a good quality, fast game.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Bar TV for their coverage, and thank you all for tuning in at home. Until tomorrow, have a good night, and we'll see you then.